the gardener. And I'm doing something really exciting. I'm sowing seeds. It is such a wonderful feeling. But it's kind of exciting in a way. Not as exciting as tomatoes, because I'm going to leave those for another couple of weeks, because I find for where I am, the best time to plant them is in the first week of September. So then it gives them 2 months to be a good size to go in the garden. If I sow them any earlier, then they're just too big, and they're starting to flower and fruit in the greenhouse, and I won't be able to put them out because, well, it's still too cold. And if I start them any later, then, well, I don't get tomatoes as early, and nobody wants that. So what I'm sowing today is peas. Now, with the peas, I could have sown them earlier because they're actually a cool season crop. They don't like the hot. So spring and autumn are the other favourite times for peas. But the problem with that is we went away. And so now I've lost a 2-week window, actually 3, maybe 4. You know, you lose a week preparing for a trip, and then you lose a week at the end recovering from it. So I've lost a little bit of time. I did start some peas earlier before I went, and they were growing in the greenhouse really nicely. But the problem is, what happened is I decided to put them in the garden while the housekeeper was here, so that he wouldn't have to worry about them. And I elevated them so the slugs wouldn't get them. But the problem is I forgot about the birds. And so I don't know if you can see, they've all been like just completely munched off. So I've brought them back into the greenhouse to see which ones will actually continue to grow, because I think a lot of them have had their growing tips nipped out. Some of them seem to be coming back. So that one there's got a wee side shoot coming. So, I mean, they may be all right, but I don't want to plant them out and then have them like not do anything. I'm not going to waste my effort with that. So hopefully I'll get enough here to give it another go, but I'll leave them in the greenhouse just to recover under my watchful care. And so that's the peas. And then those are sort of my early ones. They're the ones who really like it cold. Although peas don't really like frost, and if you get frost on the pod or the flower, then they're never ideal. The flower doesn't really give you a great fruit, if at all. And the fruit, the pods just don't do so well either. Now, so that's the peas. And I'm going to have to come up with some kind of way to protect them all from the birds once they go out, because if I remember rightly, last year they were a shocker. I'd never really had trouble with birds before, but last year was the first year that they decided that they really did like my garden. So I'll have to start thinking about ways to protect them, because these babies are going to end up in my tummy, not someone else's. So that's my peas, but I've got some things going on in here. I have actually started a few bits and pieces. So I'll just give you a quick tour. Hold on. So I've got a few bits and bobs over here. I have beetroot, baby beet, baby spinach, Cape gooseberries, and rainbow beet, and spinach number 7. And they're starting to germinate, which is a good thing because I germinated them inside. I had them over here in the greenhouse with my leafy greens and brassicas. However, I had a little intruder who was partial to these beetroots and spinach seeds and just stuck them all up, which was no good. I have some coal-fired trees that I'm going to grow over the next few years. They have the most incredible yellow flowers, and they attract the native birds, the tuis. So I'm hoping to have some of those. So stay tuned for the next few years. I'll keep you posted. I have some peppermint in a pot where I'm trying to grow ginger. And I'm trying to grow some lavender cuttings to fill some gaps in my lavender bed. And shh, don't tell the children, but this is stevia. It's cuttings from last season. Now these are also cuttings. These are my black currants and red currants. I think I'd lost a couple of my red currants and took cuttings, but I wasn't concentrating properly and took some of my black currants. So we shall have black currants up the wazoo and hopefully be able to replace the unfortunate red currants. My overwintering Cape gooseberry is doing fine, so we shall get an early start this season on those. And this carob is doing well, while the others have not enjoyed the cold weather. But they're hanging in there. They are hanging in there. And the other thing I wanted to show you, my potatoes. Check these out. They are amazing. So they're the ones I planted like back in June, July. So we shall be, they've got about another, I don't know, 3-4 weeks to go, 3 weeks. And then I'll dig them up and see what we've had. And despite that, I had them in near the house while we were away, so the housekeeper didn't have to come and water them and out here in the muddy, wet, cold. And they just bloomed. I was so stoked when I came home. But then since I brought them back in, the frost got the top of some of them in here in the greenhouse. But that's okay. It's okay. I'm not too bothered because the rest of them are looking fine. So that's the inside the greenhouse. There have been, can you hear the chickens have started laying again as well? That is so exciting. Oh my gosh. No more freeloading. They're actually giving back, which is good. Fresh eggs are so amazing. But anyway, there's been a few frosts. There's been a lot of frosts. And my trusty little terracotta pot heater has done a really good job because apart from that day that it was just a little bit too severe for the potatoes when it stuck to the temperatures in here, according to my minimum and maximum thermometer, stayed just above freezing. And so the plants actually coped quite well. So yeah, it's a good thing. I like my little heater. It's just enough to keep most of the cold at bay. So we've had some beautiful days. The expression is, oh, you should have been here the other day. Oh my gosh. We've had beautiful blue sky, crisp, freezing cold mornings with frost everywhere, but it revealed day after day of beautiful blue sky days. And what happened? I had to do work inside. So I've nipped out and I've done a bit here and I've done a bit there and I started this but didn't finish it, and I don't like doing that. I like to just push through and get things done. So it's a bit hodgepodge out there, but I can give you a quick tour. Oh, and my big old project that I've been working on, that's taken a lot longer than I thought, is very close to being finished. So hopefully next week we can do ta-da! So stay tuned, that's going to be really exciting. But let me show you around outside. Okay, so this is one of those work in progress that's been abandoned. This is where the peppers were last year. And what I did is over the back there, in that far garden there, I'll take you closer in a moment, is where the potatoes were. Now I grew a mustard cover crop because I didn't want the residual effects of the potatoes to lay in the soil and cause damage. So, but the next crop that's going in there is the carrots, and they don't like it too nutrient rich, so I didn't really want to dig them in. And then I realized that my peppers down here are Solanaceae. They're in the same family. So I have been digging the cover crop from there, the mustard cover crop, into here. So I'm half done. But it should be alright. There's more than enough time for that to rot down before the cucumbers and melons end up in here in late October, maybe early November. They don't like it cold at all. Take no risks with them. So you can see this is the mustard crop that I'm digging up, and I really do need to get a move on because they're starting to flower, and what follows flowers is seeds, and I don't want these seeds in my garden or they'll become a weed. So I need to get on. But one thing that's really cool about the cover crop is you can see this has been on the ground in here since when would I have planted it? Dug them up in the autumn. These have been in there since the autumn, so months and months over the winter, and there's hardly any weeds. I mean, there's the odd one, there's one down there, look, weed. But for a bed that's gone quite a considerable amount of time, there's very little weed. And I'm really excited about that because well, I don't have to weed them. I just need to turn it over. And because it's had potatoes in there, and all I've done is just pulled out the roots of the mustard because they come out so easily, preparing it for the carrots is going to be a doddle. I've started preparing my strawberries, although I've still got some significant work to do. I've pulled out the oldest ones. The 3-year-old crowns have gone. There is no strawberries in this bed. And what I've done is I've just put some well-rotted chicken manure on the top because I collect that. I'm kind of crazy like that. I wonder if anyone else collects poo. And then I've taken the runners that were connected to these plants that I reluctantly threw out, but I'm getting better at throwing them out now because it needs to be done. I took the runners and I planted them elsewhere just for the minute, just healed them in so that they can, it gives me time to enrich the bed, and then it gives them a time to recover and start to grow some strong roots before I actually put them in there. They're in a bed I don't actually need at the moment, so I don't know why I didn't think of doing that earlier, because normally it's just a big old rush to get it ready. Now, these ones are my 2-year-olds, so they will be the main croppers this year, and I need to tidy them up, side dress them, pull out any weeds, and then lay down some straw or mulch or something to stop the weeds and keep the strawberries clean, because everybody likes clean strawberries. And these are my 1-year-olds, and you can see that they're not as big as the 2-year-olds, and so they'll give us a decent crop, but it'll be next year that these guys are pumping. But on the whole though, I still have to do a bit of weeding and tidying. It'll be fab though. It'll be fab. Now this is cool. Look what we have here. Asparagus. They're growing a little bit slowly at the moment because it's still a bit chilly, but soon enough we'll have more than we know what to do with. Hurrah! It won't be long before in the depths of this lot we will have artichokes, more than we can deal with. It would definitely seem asparagus pea is frost tolerant. This has just thrived, which is interesting. I don't know whether I want to like them enough to give them their own bed though. Do I want to give them their own bed? I don't know. And this is where I've popped all the baby strawberries. Give them a chance to heal and recover. The garlic and the onion are looking fab. Let's just hope we don't have a reoccurring issue of rust like we did last year. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. There's a lot of weight riding on these babies. I am not going 2 years without garlic. I guess you're supposed to empty these from time to time. We've had a lot of rain. Right, well, apart from being attacked by something, a few holes in the leaves, their broad beans are doing all right, but I don't mind them being attacked by something because I don't actually like them. I dug in this immature cover crop of mustard, and it's where the beans were, so the ground has got like a nice rich nitrogen fed base, and then the mustard I just threw over the top because I wanted to, the potatoes are going in here, and so I just wanted to just protect them from any fungal spores or anything that could cause them blight or any nasty like that. And like I said, we've had a lot of rain. Won't be growing anything in here for a while. The raspberries are coming back. I'm making a real effort to keep on top of the weeds now. Because when they're big, their prickles hurt. And I don't like that. The blueberries are looking good. Yummo. The rhubarb's coming back. The thing is, it never really went away. Ugh, my tea's gone cold. Never mind. I'm going to get on. And I'm going to sow these peas. And it is going to be a fabulous season. So come again soon. Hopefully next week there'll be ta-da with my new cool project that has taken an extraordinarily long time, but it'll be absolutely fabulous. I can't wait to show you. And we shall have more soon to be spring action. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe because this is going to be the best season ever. So come again soon and take care. Bye bye.